All right, so hey everyone, welcome to this week's weekly roundup, number 17. I have some things to talk about this week. I had to let me lower myself. Kind of weird, you just don't see any legs. I gotta fix that in the future. Anyway, so as you see, I have some plans for the channel. Maybe a bit of a discussion of what the channel was like, what it was supposed to be about. A fun discussion. Probably in the middle of when we review like the past week of my streams, which, in all honesty, has not been great. It has not been a great week. Anyway, so I guess I should probably try to apologize. No, I should probably apologize about like the crummy week. I know I usually say that I stream Monday from Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Um, I don't know. Today's just been like a hard week, not only just for me, but for the channel as well. I only really have two streams to show up, to show, for the review part of it. But well, I got some stuff planned to talk about today, and I think the first thing I want to go through is my channel plan, post hiatus, and some games that I'm considering to play on the channel. So, as I always say, I think my niche is that I like to play indie and retro games. I know, kind of a wide margin. I don't really specialize in a specific genre because I just don't like the idea of having to typecast myself into like just one particular kind of game. I could, but I would find that pretty boring, personally. I know other streamers, YouTubers, video makers, content creators, whatever you want to call them. They can do that. I can't. I think I would just go crazy playing just one kind of game. I think I would just go crazy. I don't think I could do it. I'm going crazy now. I'm playing Digimon Story Time Stranger, and it's driving me insane. But anyway, so what I want to do post hiatus, again, after beating Digimon Story Time Stranger, regardless if I've beaten any other game I've started, once Digimon is done, you know, that's it. That's it for me. So, what I want to do is that I want to really push the idea of what I had in mind for this channel, which is, of course, as I said before, to showcase and play indie games and retro games. Retro games being, well, old games. And while my personal hardware is it's varied. I have a Switch, I have a Wii, I have a PS1 that I have to get like an adapter so I can hook it up to my capture card. I have a PS4 as well, and of course, the slew of games that I can get off Steam, GOG, Itch. There's a whole ton of them. So I'm not lacking in those in that area. I can just really just pick one. But I really do want to focus on like the older stuff or like indie things. Maybe games that like don't get talked about a lot, you know? Games that don't get talked about. Or at least I don't hear anyone talking about them. I just want to showcase those. So, speaking of which, I do have some stuff prepared for today where I want to talk about some games I think that I'm considering of bringing into the channel once I come back. Let me push some buttons. Boop beep boop boop beep bop. Okay, so The first game I want to show and talk about a bit, it's called Septerra Core. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you. This game is ugly. This game is like, it's from 1999. But it's interesting. It has an interesting premise. It has an interesting um world world concept. It's very interesting. So I have Steam up here and I'm going to play the trailer muted because I don't want to get hit by a copyright for like a game from 1999. You wouldn't believe how finicky YouTube is. Go check out my Final Fantasy IX playthrough. So I'm gonna play this and then I'll talk about it and I'll show off some screenshots and move on to the next game. So, Septerra Core. I forgot the subtitle. Legacy of the Creator. Yeah, I had to scroll up for that. Legacy of the Creator. It was developed by Valkyrie Studios, published by Monolith Productions, and released in 1999 on Windows. I can't get rid of that. I'm sorry. Anyway. So the game is an isometric CRPG, much in the likes of the Baldur's Gate games. Oh man, what's that game called? Oh, Planetscape and a couple others like that. More modern examples would probably be Pathfinder, Wrath of the Righteous. There's Warhammer 40k. I'm gonna play that again. Warhammer 40k, Rogue Trader. It is that kind of game. So the premise of the game is that you're on this planet called Septerra. I have notes, so give me a minute. Septerra is not like an organic planet. It is a number of shells, 7 of them, and they circle around this the core. It's a giant biocomputer, whatever that is. And we play predominantly as Maya, who comes from the second shell, which is like a desert wasteland. As you see, it has pre-rendered cutscenes. It was supposed to be a blend of JRPG mechanics with Western CRPG adventuring. While if you go look up YouTube video, it's a little bit leaning more on the JRPG route, especially with the way it looks. But if you see like the normal exploration, it definitely has it's definitely a CRPG. I have some screenshots to share as well. Here we go. Because I don't want to play any gameplay on here because I don't want to be like taken from like your other YouTube videos. I'm just trying to explain stuff to you. So just going through the screenshots, we get a look at some of our characters, and as you see, it's very Fallout 1-ish, Fallout 2-ish, you know, it's that kind of game. And this is basically what the combat looks like. They have like designated battle zones. I did a bit of reading in this game and watched a few videos myself. It's a slow game. It has a maximum of around 60 hours of gameplay. And maybe a little longer with the way I play because I like to look at all the small things. Its combat is pseudo turn-based. It has like a Final Fantasy-ish ATB bar. The difference being is that there's 3 segments to the bar. And if you want to attack quickly, you can wait until the first bar is filled. And you can have that character do a weak attack. And then, of course, the strength of the attack determines on how long you've waited and how many bars you filled. It works on real time, so it's not turn-based combat. So enemies will attack you, and things will happen as you're waiting for the bars to, go up. I read on modern PCs that it has some stuttering issues or something like that, but there are some really smart guys out there that made a patch. So if I do end up playing this game on stream, I'll definitely be getting that. It's just that I also read some complaints that since the game is super dated, it has like really really slow animations. Really slow. I saw some gameplay videos. Like I said, I don't want to show any because I don't want to be like stealing anyone's you know, footage. But trust me when I say it's slow. It's slow as all hell. And I find it interesting because being a fantasy writer myself, you can see in the upper left, I wrote a fantasy book. That kind of stuff interests me. The weirder, the better. Especially when you could lean into like the sci-fi kind of things, which again, I'm interested in. I wrote a book. Yeah, it has sci-fi elements. Sprinkle some of that on there. Anyway, and yeah, so like I said, that stuff interests me. Being a big fan of like the world of like Summoner 2 and a lot of other things like that. I like the universe of Star Wars, but not the stuff that comes out of Star Wars. Does that make sense? Yeah, I think it makes sense. So, moving on to the next game I'm interested in playing on stream. Again, it's going to be muted, but I will talk about it. This is an indie game. Oh, wait. I have notes, so be patient. Okay. So, Brock the Investigator. It was developed and self-published by Cowcat Games and was released in 2022. It is what they call a punch and click. It is a game that combines the gameplay styles of a point and click adventure, which I like, and of a brawling game, which a lot of other people like. I kind of like a middling. I mean, some of them are enjoyable, some aren't. And you play as, well, Brock, the investigator. There is a prologue that you can get online either through Steam or GOG, and it acts sort of like an intro to the game, which I might play on the channel because I am currently playing it. I could easily just start over and get that recorded. It just my issue with point and click games and streaming them is that a good majority of them, there's going to be an issue of not having a lot to do. You're just going to watch me like walk around in a circle and click everything. It's not, I find this kind of game enjoyable, but I can understand if others don't find enjoyable to watch. It's definitely something that you'd play and you wouldn't like watch someone else do. And I completely understand that. But anyway, so yeah, I was playing this game myself and I thought it was super charming. It's, I'm going to admit to you, it's a lot more of a serious game than it lets itself on to be. It's way more serious than it lets it on to be because it looks like a cartoon, but it's I don't know, it's pretty grim and realistic, which is not how I nothing on the game itself. It just I get some sort of whiplash when I see like something that looks like this, right? I see something that looks like this, and I have like this huge dramatic sob story that hits a little too close to home, and I'm like, hey, wait a minute. I came in here to punch bad guys. Why am I crying? That's kind of my issue with the game. But yeah, so there's that. Like I said, I might do a playthrough of the prologue because, like I said, it's free. It's a demo, so why the hell not? So I'm considering that. And of course, you know, I played Moses in Play-Doh, um, the Duck Detective, Inspector Waffles. This is just straight up my alley. So moving on to the next game I want to talk about. I am going to read an excerpt from the manual to get you like kind of like the feeling of what the game is, and then I'll play like a gameplay video. It's from PlayStation, so I don't think it counts. Hey, I'm Mimi, welcome to the stream. Glad you stopped by. Hang on, now that I got you there, wait a second. Yeah, yeah, there. So, this is from the manual, and this game is called Wild Arms 3, or known in Japan as Wild Arms Advanced Third. Sheesh. Developed by MediaVision, published by Sony Computer Entertainment, it was released in Japan and the USA on the PS2 on 2022, and later in Europe by Ubisoft in 2003. So, to read the excerpt, during desolate times on the Sea of Sand, drifters venture across the vast lands of Phogaia, searching for fortune and adventure. Amidst the desert lie cities erected from eroded rock and scavenged wood. Towns that a few call home provide rest and solitude for the many travelers of the barren wasteland. Tales of mystic relics that harness unmatched power spread across the land. While some view the items as treasure, others have deciphered a secret bringing unlimited power. Meanwhile, one object of mythical stature attracts 4 drifters to a common place. These 4 strangers discover the strength in working as a team. Shortly thereafter, they learn of an ancient prophecy determining the future of the eroded homeland. Setting aside their differences, they roam the lands and unlock the knowledge and mystical forces, making their adventure their destiny. That's basically what the game's about. And to play some gameplay, and I'll talk a bit about it. So, I don't necessarily have the PS2 version of this. What I have is a port, I guess I can call it a port, on the PS4, and that's just fine. I can still do it. And as you see, it is a JRPG, and don't be deceived by like the characters like moving around in circles. It really doesn't mean anything. It's legit a turn-based RPG. It's just the moving around was really done just to try and give more energy to like the normal static turn-based games that a lot of games like this are. Oh, there is. Well, screw it. Anyways. Yeah, you get like 4 characters. They each do like their own thing. Wild Arms is an interesting game and a JRPG because they go more in a Western route. A lot like Trigun. If you've seen Trigun, you know what you're getting into. It's a lot like that. It's still very anime-ish. It just has like a sort of a Western flavor to it, and everyone's packing heat. The 4th Amendment is basically in this game's right pocket. So I'm also considering this. The problem with this is that it's another RPG. Now, if I were to consider earlier Subterra and this game, I can't do both. I'm not going to do both. Really, one RPG at a time is the best for me. I don't think I can do multiple. Because I think I would just lose my mind. I think I would just lose my mind. And again, it doesn't count as stealing from a big game company. So yeah, take that, Sony. And the last game I want to show is a personal favorite. I think this might be the one I come back swinging out of the gate with. And instead of trying to sell you on it, I'm going to let the intro speak for itself. I freaking love this game. It's so good.
I know a lot of gamers out there don't have much patience. At least that's what Bishop, the dude at the video store, said. So I'm at the register, then I realized I got no money. I was seriously broke. Why? Because I met this smoking hot chick last night at the deathmatch bar. Man, she smelled good. So being the gentleman I am, I bought her a drink. Anywho, I decided to get a job. The gig? Assassinate the Drifter. So I went where I was supposed to and waited for the guy to show up. And there he was, this cat, well-dressed, cool, couldn't tell if he was the shit or just plain old shit. Yeah, so he's styling, fast, aggressive, and packing heat. Bada bing. Or at least it was supposed to be. Till she showed up. Her name? Sylvia Crystal, an agent with this whatchamacallit association.
Congratulations. You are certified as the 11th best hitman. How about getting rid of the 10 killers above you and aim for the top?
I want to be number one. How's that? Short and simple enough for you? It's gonna be a long, hard road. But who knows? Could kick ass. Could be dangerous. Could totally suck. What do you say, bro? Join me. Let's see how far we can take this. And for you there holding the Wii remote right...
I'm hype. You just can't see it. Trust me, I'm hype.
Let the bloodshed begin.
So as you saw, that is No More Heroes. Yeah, delete group. Go here. Okay. So before I begin this, I'm going to talk a bit about No More Heroes. So, No More Heroes is like my favorite game of all time. I have a Wii, and oh, hey, Green, welcome to the stream. I have a Wii, and I have both of the original copies of No More Heroes 1 and No More Heroes 2. I've considered for the longest time of playing it. Oh, wait. To get into it, okay, so No More Heroes. It was originally made on the Wii. It was developed by Grasshopper Manufacture. Of course, you know, with the supervision and the insane mind of Suda51. Who's also worked on Killer 7, No More Heroes 3 as of late, Let It Die, and of the most recent, Romeo is a Dead Man. So you can see the kind of style he has. He's also did the Silver Case, some of the Fire Pro games. And yeah, he has quite the portfolio. But No More Heroes being like my most favorite of his work. I forgot when it was made. I think it was like one of the Wii's earliest games. And it's such a fun game. It's so good. It's my favorite. So yeah, I think when I come back, I'm gonna play this. When I come back after the hiatus, that's what I'm doing. I am playing No More Heroes. So with the games I've shown, again, I want to reinforce the idea that I really want to push with the idea that the channel is about indie and retro games. I know I've been playing like games that are lately, and I still might play a couple, but the main gist of it is going to be well, I shouldn't say new games because there are a lot of indie games that are new. I mean like AAA games. I know I played some AAA games in the channel, and I'm trying to keep those down because honestly, I'm just not interested in a lot of them. My interest really lies on like what I meant for the channel to be. And that's where we're going with it. Of course, I still do plan to play Onimusha. What was it? Way of the Sword? Yeah, Onimusha Way of the Sword, but I think that'll be it. And of course, with like the recent announcement of Code Veronica remake, I've been considering Code Veronica as well. Because I have like the PS2 and I have it on PS4, so I could stream it easy. I think you can get it on Steam or GOG as well, I think. No, not GOG. I take that back. But yeah, that's be easily done. And of course, I think if I'm hype enough for some of these games, I'll make myself a new outfit. No More Heroes, I'll definitely do that. I'm not so sure about the other games that I've shown here. Anyway, so moving on to the main meat of what the weekly roundup is that I look back on the past streams of the week, I talk about them, and I share some background stuff and maybe some other things that I was thinking about during the time. I only have 2 things to show, and they're both about Beyond Good and Evil, because the week has been terrible. It's been terrible for streaming, so I really only have these 2. And I'm going to try and beat the hell out of them. So, starting with the first one, we have Beyond Good and Evil. It is part 3 of my current playthrough. And of course, like the dolt I am, as everyone watches my streams and you see me do when I play this game, so I have to actually go through the main menu, Beyond Good and Evil, because I can't get anything to work when this game is on, and like the dumb fox I am, I select new game, and I was forced to go through I was forced to go through the opening sequence, and you can't skip it. You can't skip anything in this game.
To address a final message to the population.
After that, we got back to the actual playthrough. I do enjoy this game. I do. I think the more I play it, I still do have like some gripes here and there, but they're really not big. My biggest issue with it so far has been the camera. I feel like having control of the camera in certain areas feels like a lie, and then when I get into another area where it strips that control away from me, it tends to be very close. It's really, really weird. I'm not sure if it's just because I'm playing like the PC one or something like that, but I'm moving like the mouse. I'm trying to push all the buttons and like to give me some more breathing room. Yeah, the camera is weird. And like occasionally it goes in like fixed camera angle mode. Now it's even weirder. But the game itself is great. I'm having fun with it. You just forget everything. The Legend of Zelda style kind of thing, where you find an object and you end up using it in this game's version of a dungeon. I'm good with that. That's fun to me, because I love Legend of Zelda. I've actually considered playing Legend of Zelda on here. It's just that, that's difficult to do. That's really difficult to do. Was it? Really, I'm talking about Ocarina of Time, because, I don't want to do that. I know there's like other things that you can do, but I just don't think it's worth the I just don't think it's worth the trouble. Let me see. Was there anything we had to do to... Although, if, my book does some selling, maybe I can get the Nintendo Plus membership and I can play Ocarina of Time. Eh? Eh? No, I cannot. Anyway. So going through the normal paces of the game, it seems like it's fun. It's linear, I admit. It's a little linear. But I think it does it in a way where it's engaging enough for you to not get bored. I do like the stealth segments. I think that it's an interesting... Like, this game is an interesting blend of a bunch of genres. Platformer, I don't want to say survival horror, but I do see some elements. Stealth that has some action games on it. It's a really decent blend, and they did well. It's like the Mexican tri-blend of cheeses. It's good. Oh no! How'd I get caught? Also, I guess you can consider the totally unfair enemies being able to just take you out in 2 hits, being kind of Dark Souls-y. It plays like Dark Souls. Honestly, if the game had a stamina bar, it probably would. Honestly, I'm hoping that Beyond Good and Evil 2, whenever that happens, they don't use a stamina bar. Don't do that. Everyone is sick of it. Sneak attack. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of a stamina bar. Having to manage so many things at once, while dealing with like a difficult boss, it's not fun. You kind of take the fun away from it. Anyway. So throughout this stream, we did a lot of sneaking. We did a lot of picture taken. And we lost Paige, and I find that kind of sad. He's like my favorite character. I am invested. I'm invested in this game. I have to go save Paige. I find the idea of taking pictures of the critters to be the funnest part of the game, because I've played Dead Rising, I played Pokemon Snap, some other games that had a camera feature, and I just think it's a fun thing to do. It's fun to just take pictures of stuff, and in this game, it pays you.
Completely restores your energy.
And one thing is that some of these look like they were just hidden, like the one here, because you had to put like the cheese wedge thing on there to get the critter out. I think that's really fun. One of the past streams, I found like a secret area too, where like a big slug came out of like one of those spiral shells. That's neat, because it's like I'm actually looking out for critters to take pictures of them. Yeah, see, look. Look. We caught some bugs.
I've added it to my archive.
What I do wish, though, is that I wish the game had, like, a log of the picture of the creatures you've taken pictures of, so you can learn about them. I kind of wish they had, like, some sort of, I don't want to call it lore, because now I'm thinking about Dark Souls. But, like, sort of like an information database on the creatures that you've taken pictures of. And it would have been fun to just see like the descriptions. It would have been fun. Maybe they could have thrown in some gags in there or something. Maybe a bit of history, because this game does have a story behind like the myriad of gameplay styles and stuff. So it would be interesting, so you can try and invest yourself more within the world.
The contents of the black cases. The alpha.
They did show you this, but it was only for like the enemy types. I kind of want this for the critters. Or like all the other characters, like we took a picture of Paige, right? You can have him just show up and you can talk about like what species he is, and I took a picture of a human. You can give like a bit of summary. There's a bunch of bugs, then that would have been fun to do too. Whatever that big fluffy dog thing is back at the lighthouse, that would have been interesting to read. Okay, I guess that's cool, I suppose. I feel like I'm hard saving a lot in this game, really, because you kind of have... Oh my god, this pissed me off so much. I hated this segment. I hated this segment so much. What I hate about it was that it made me feel like I was doing, like I was missing something. And I was kind of like, I was looking at the box. I'm like, there's no way it's that simple, right? There's no way it's that simple. And I tried taking out the guards a bunch of times. This sucked. And it really was that simple. All you had to do was just climb up to the side of... Man, I was here for a while, guys. Hang on. Where did I get out? Because after I took out all the guards, and you just had to like dangle on the box so the claw will collect you and move you across. And I'm like, I tried that.
Alert! Alert!
I tried to do it's so frustrating. It's frustrating when you know what you have to do, but you can't do it. And then you actually do it and you feel like a dumbass. It's like, man, I knew it. That could be just a solo experience, but it makes me frustrated. No, what some games do is that you would know the answer ahead of time, and it won't let you click it because you haven't triggered some sort of event beforehand. Not this game. Not this game. I'm talking about other games. I felt like it was linear. Like, you know, say you're looking for information. You know exactly who to talk to, but they're not there where they were supposed to be. The reason being is because you didn't talk to a random NPC more than once, because for whatever reason, that particular NPC was just uninteresting. And you just spoke to him once. That's why it's important when you're playing games like point and clicks or some of that, and sometimes some of the older RPGs, you have to talk to the other characters more than once, max 3 times. Just think baseball, you know? If they don't say anything unique after 3 times, skip to the next person.
Accorded.
Because sometimes in games, that would happen.
Demand zone clearing authorization. Accorded.
Yeah, guys, this part sucked. Yeah, I think I actually just straight up quit the game when I actually got across. You ever seen a fox rage quit? Here you go. Okay. We got rid of them. Now what? You bastards! No. Yep. I've tried that. Yeah, just gotta dangle. I gotta fix my mic. I don't sound like that. Like, I'm very mad about it. Yeah, that's basically the end of the stream here. Afterwards, I find like a computer, and I just like straight up I just leave. I just end the stream there. You have to. You've got to step away. There's a technique. There's a way to play difficult games like this. Not difficult, but like when you have a difficult time and you finally do something, you just gotta step away from it. That's what I did here. Is like, I finally solved the thing, got across, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm done. Nah. Nah, I'm done. So moving on to the stream afterwards, we're still playing Beyond Good and Evil. And I decided to switch outfits. Ah, damn. I actually like my detective outfit. It's like one of my favorites. Not my most favorite, but it's one of my favorites. Really because of how clean it is. I use like a program and like this other, I don't want to say technique, but method to get it on, to get like the outfit on me. I just have to apply it to everything else. I want to redo my costumes. Or maybe not, I'll just leave them there and just do what I did with that with future ones. Anyway. So... I can't get him. Oh yeah, this gave me Resident Evil 4 vibes. You know that one sequence where you're stuck in that hallway and there's that wall of lasers that come at you? For all you youngins out there was this thing called QuickTime events, or QTEs, and they were very popular for a good long time, from the middle of the PlayStation 2's lifespan into PlayStation 3, and of course some of the other games around the time too for other consoles. It was just a popular thing to do. It was supposed to make you more engaged in what the character was doing. And while it was novel, like when God of War did it, it became very frustrating to do it game long, and very irritating that there were some games out there that you needed a QuickTime event for really dumb things. Or they would surprise you with it. If you played Heavy Rain, it's literally QTE the game. It's a crime, it's a suspense game, but really it's a rhythm game. It's a rhythm game with a kind of a middle, with a mid story. And of course a button where you can go, Sean! Some guy made a mod where he does that the entire game. It's funny as hell. Seriously, what were those people on? I don't normally knock on, you know, people who did hard work, but I mean, come on. There's no way you're looking at this and be like, no, this is awesome. Got him. No, but damn, wrong picture. Wrong button, I mean. I'm so glad that trend's dead. I am so glad the trend, for QuickTime events dead. Actually, I'm actually grateful that there are a lot of trends that have died in games. But for some reason, my brain doesn't know that. Yeah, we'll just go straight to the boss fight. QTEs, unskippable cutscenes. Although at the same time we lost unskippable cutscenes, we lost pre-rendered cutscenes. I'm like, I'm not into that. I kind of miss pre-rendered cutscenes. Oh, I get it. Okay. I'm not even sure how they're done.
Yes, sir.
But I don't know, I just missed the look of it. Like the PS1 Final Fantasy games had a bunch of those. Get in to kick its ass. Like, you knew something was dramatic going to happen when the budget just like skyrocketed. So this boss was kind of the bosses in this game aren't difficult. They're more like, again, very Legend of Zelda-ish. You use the tool that you've recently acquired to defeat them. In this case, it was Agent HH or Double H, whatever. Wait, I don't understand. You know, you knock the legs out, tip them, and you know, you do the power attack on them. I just didn't think about using the charge attack because I don't use it very often, so I forgot I even had it. Because when you're fighting the regular monsters, you don't have to use it. Actually, you're probably better off not using it. There's no point to using it. I got it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there's like a Beyond Good and Evil master or something like that. He's got like Shaw Brothers chop, you know, the fucking sideburns. He's got long white beard, you know, he's like stroking it. But not me. I'm just trying to play the game. To be honest, I completely forgot the charge attack even existed. So after kicking the boss's ass, we moved on. We got back on our boat, collected the gem from the bottom. I don't see where else I could, I got lost. I can go with this. Agent Double H got sick. We ended up on a timer. We brought him home. We got a bunch of orbs. We go back to the Mama Go garage. Try to get ourselves an upgrade. Actually, I think we... Did we? Or was that later? I think it was later. I think around here we only had like 10. The upgrade was 15. I could be wrong. I'll just let it play. That would answer my question. Nope. No upgrades this time. Yeah, I was right, yeah. Totally right. I'm just sweet 5 off. We took some pictures of some of the wildlife. We revisited the lighthouse, turned it back on, which I have to ask. I wonder if that's like a thing I'm going to have to constantly do. And is there any punishments for not doing it? Because before this stream, I didn't even think I could. I thought it was like a one-time go kind of thing. And I went back to the lighthouse and the thing is off again. It didn't take any money either. Or at least it didn't tell me it did. So I hope... So I'm going to keep turning it on. But I honestly want to know if anyone watching this in the future or now or whatever. Let me know. Does managing the lighthouse energy shields do anything? Yeah, there's like this otter thing that's just waddling on top of like the lighthouse energy shield beacon thing. I wish I would have gotten a better picture. Actually, they should let you have also with like not only with like the creature biography, they should also let you have like an album book of all the pictures you took. That would be neat too. Chasing the dog. We got to play with Wolf. Yes, that's his name. Wolf.
You lose, Fleabag. Now give it back.
I probably could have done this in the beginning of the game. I just didn't think about it. He's such a big boy. Yeah, yay. No, if I remember right, I didn't want to. I did it because I needed it. Because those guards hit hard. So I was just hoping not to run into any more of them. These side areas are interesting. It actually rewards you for looking around the map, and I dig that too. This game's got everything, man. This game's got everything.
Bravo, Jade. Okay, your roll of film is finished.
And we cleared a roll. That means we get another pearl. It's got explorations. It's got interesting story. It has interesting locales. Gameplay is engaging. It has fun little things you can do on the side. You're rewarded for exploration. It's got everything.
Good.
It's actually kind of sad seeing a game like this, because when you learn the history and you're like, this game didn't sell, and you're like, what? That's what I'm like. When I found out that the game didn't like it didn't do as well as they hoped, really, because it got overshadowed because it was it was overshadowed by what I heard by Prince of Persia Sands of Time, which is a fantastic game. But it makes me sad that they both couldn't do well. You know, one dominated, and I think that sucks. That's what makes game hunting really fun, is that you find games that you know, that didn't get to see the light of day or were never showcased before, and you know, you give them a little love. I think that's fun. Game preservation is super important for this. Game preservation is super important for this kind of thing, because without it, we wouldn't even know fun games even existed. You would have to know a guy who knew another guy that played this weird ass game, and you would never find it. Or if you did, some eBay scalper wants like $600 for it. Honestly, keeping the fight up for game preservation is cool, but we got it. Like, I think everyone has to like unite and do something about the scalpers. I don't know what, but like we gotta do something about the scalpers. That's crazy. Even like, look at it from me. Like, if say there was like a popular game, right? And everyone wants it, and so you put up a higher price because you know someone's gonna buy it. That makes sense.
Why can't I
But
do these things?
if you have a game on sale for a game that no one's even heard of, that's not cool. It's almost like you put the price up there as a joke. Like, there's no way someone would pay this for
I
that.
didn't even know they could die.
So why put it up in the first place?
Sucks.
I know there are some people out there that would, that you know, they can spend the money to get like these very obscure things, and they do.
Carlson and Peters!
But it's like, was that the game plan? You were just waiting for a YouTuber to come out of nowhere and buy your JP release of some obscure, I don't know, strategy game? Some obscure dating game? Some Uno? For Uno? Yeah, Uno has a game. Not only does Uno have a video game, Uno has a game with a story plot. It's a lot like how you would figure like one of those kid shows, like creature collectors, like say Pokemon, or like one of those cartoons that are based on a game of some kind, Bakugan or Beyblade or something like that. It's like that, but with Uno cards.
That goes that way.
There's this really funny person on YouTube
Carlson and
that talks about it.
Ten four.
No, I'm not playing it. So don't even ask.
Yes, sir.
But anyways, my point being was that I just don't get the logic. Of course, the logic works the other way around, because the thing is so rare and obscure that it's automatically, you know, should be priced way higher. But I'm like, I don't know. That's lame.
Carlson.
That's lame to me. Like, if you go on eBay right now and you look up, say, Kuon. Kuon was a horror game, made by From Software around 2005-ish. Yeah, it was on the PS2. It's a survival horror game. It's a decent game, actually. If you want yourself like a physical copy, because, you know, you want to keep the game, you want to have the physical game, that shitter is going to cost you $700. And it's a game you probably heard of yesterday. Actually, some of you watching or watching in the future have probably heard about it now from my fuzzy lips. You're like, what the hell is Kuon? And you go look it up.
Respect the home team. Chapter 12.
Actually, some of the games I spoke about today, you've probably never even heard of, and you're probably looking them up.
Come here.
You know, I would be honored to be that guy who knew about the strange freaking game that no one's even heard of before, and they're like, hey, I knew a guy who has a channel who played this weird ass game, you should check it out. I'm not the only one on the internet. It would be funny to be referred to that way.
Looking for, but hey,
But
another pearl.
yeah.
And 3 more pearls will have another upgrade.
Let me see, what else can I do? What else did I talk about?
Testing them and-
Okay, yeah. I wasn't into this.
Like, what are we doing?
I suppose that there's a number of these. I skipped the second one I found. I suppose there's a number of these around like the world map. It's just I wasn't too into it,
He's caught in the trap.
and I didn't necessarily know what we were supposed to do. Because what I figured was that all we had to do was just chase the guy and not die, get to the end of it, and then blow him up.
Sure, sure.
I was trying to blow him up on the way, because I've played other games that's like that. I think Star Fox Adventures has a segment like that, 2 of them, and it's painful. I hate the snowboarding segments. Let me see what else I can find. Man, I wish I could find the part where I took a picture of the whale.
Thank you for your...
Oh, there it is. Yeah, there was a freaking whale. That's what I'm talking about right here. That's so fun.
Okay, I'll file it.
2,200 points for that. It's gonna sound morbid, but I find it like
That's so
non-lethal hunting.
monsters.
Like, I know it's a video game
Blow that up.
or something like that, but it's a sort of like
Can I jump over them? I'm gonna drop.
non-guilt of just taking a picture of a thing.
I did.
You're like this.
Thanks again, Jade.
I'm way more into that.
Are we supposed to be able to do this? Hang on.
Like I said, it would be really cool if the game just had like this, I don't know, database where you can see like how many you're missing, or give you like little information tidbits about the creatures you're finding. That would be nice. I would be way more into that. The race took me by surprise. Now looking back at the video, I should not have been surprised, but at the time I just didn't think that they would just push you into a race, because earlier on in the game, they gave you the idea that it was optional. Like, it was an optional thing for you to do, but then it's like, it just forced it down on you, and you're like, oh, that's surprising, but hey, did well. Honestly, the racing segment in this game, as far as this stream is concerned, because it's the first race, it was way easier. Way easier than like a lot of other racing mini games I've done. Like, I hate the ones in the Sly Cooper games. I really hate those. I'm just no good at them. But this one was actually pretty pleasant. It was pleasant. Ow! I fucking ran head first into the thing, and I don't know. First place is not exactly, third place is not exactly losing, but it's not exactly winning either. It's kind of like a weird thing. It's like third place okay, but second place is like you were almost there, so it hurts more. I heard that somewhere, and you know, it's true. It's absolutely true.
Am I supposed to win it? Hey, we did much better then. First place, yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. Anyway, The song was stuck in my head for like a good hour afterwards.
Even better than Carlson and Peters!
After that, we just straight up just closed it. That was it for me. I did try to stream like the day afterwards, but it was so bad. Like the signal was so bad, and after like 20 or so minutes, I just couldn't do it. I couldn't continue to stream like that, so I straight up just turned it off. And that's it. That's all I got on that front. Where is here? Okay. I just like to keep something up, just so, you know, you're looking at something. Besides just listening to me talk. So that's all I have for today. Again, sorry that the weekly roundup segment was a little short. Because like I said, the week was atrocious. But I do have plans for more games on the channel. Of course, after I beat Digimon, of course. Try to get more indie and or retro games on the channel too, because that's what I want to do. I wouldn't necessarily call it Digimon AAA though, but it is quite new and from Namco Bandai, Bamco, I guess you can call them. But you know, you get my meaning. I want to focus on indie games, you know, which I consider indie being like a game that's kind of like off meta, that like it's either made by a small team down to like a singular person. That's indie to me. And of course, retro games, and retro being kind of a more looser term. But I think I'm going to try and focus on just games probably pre-PS4. Because I don't quite consider PS4 retro yet. Or at least around that generation of consoles. Although it probably wouldn't surprise me if it was. Because the PS5 exists and it has for like, what, 3-4 years now? So it wouldn't surprise me if it was considered retro now, because technology moves fast, and it likes to pull people along faster. So I suppose that's it. That's the entire... There's the entire... Oh, wait. I wanted to talk about side quests. Oh, no. No, I can still do it. Wait, I need to get some... Oh, man, I don't know what to do now. Oh, wait. Okay, you know what? We'll just talk about it. Hang on. We can, hold up. I gotta get something on the screen. It completely whiffed my mind. I saw, like, the thing. I'm like, oh, yeah, that's another thing I wanted to talk about. Dude, wait. Oh, man, what am I gonna... Okay, you know what? I'll play this. We'll go somewhere around here. We'll just play this while I'm talking about another thing. Okay, so what I wanted to bring up earlier was something completely unrelated. I wanted to bring up earlier, I mentioned yesterday that, like, we did a quest, during the Digimon stream, which was a fetch quest. Now, the video is not available on, YouTube to see, and I wouldn't suggest it anyways. It's barely watchable. But to summarize, we did just a single side quest for Marine Angemon. And you know what? I should I should play a Digimon stream instead of Onimusha. What am I doing? That would make more sense. Let me go find like the last Digimon stream I did. Yeah. That makes more sense. Which like no, not there. Here. Okay. So we did a side quest and it was a fetch quest. What we had to do was that Marine Angemon had missed the smell of the sea. And so they demanded, like the diva they are, for a bottle of seawater. So you have to go to the Abyss world, find some water, and bring it back. All the water is messed up though, so no matter what you brought her, it would taste terrible and smell terrible. And I was trying to talk about how I wish fetch quests would stop, or at least be minimized. And that's what I wanted to talk about here, was that side quests that sucked. There's a whole number of them. Escort quests, fetch quests, trivia quests, and they exist. And maybe like tiny little accomplishments that I think are just straight up stupid. Fetch quests suck. Really, because that you just end up playing Delivery Man. And it's not a very fun thing to do in a video game. And your rewards are usually minuscule. Except for one. Except for one. Of course, if you bring up a fetch quest, like everyone and their grandmother would probably think of the Big Goron sword fetch quest from The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It's game long, but you get like this awesome sword for your troubles. It's powerful. I think you can make it unbreakable. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I remember something like that, where you can make it where it was unbreakable. And you can literally go around with this big-ass sword, and it's Link too, so the thing looks huge. But that's like the exception. Most fetch quests that you see in a video game are usually like where, oh, bring a screwdriver from NPC A to NPC B. Oh, thanks. Here's 100 experience points and, I don't know, a material. Maybe a potion if you're lucky. And that's it. Some games have it where fetch quests are for multiple NPCs in a chain. And sometimes they'll have you traveling to like different areas. Like if you have like a game where you have to visit different planets to complete one, you can kind of see where it can be very annoying. Some game developers have actually done fetch quests as like a excuse to just have more side quests. To think about a game, to give an example, I'm thinking Skyrim. Skyrim has a ton of side quests, and a good number of them are like this. Oh, bring the Dragonstone over to Farengar. Oh, bring this ring over to this barbarian woman. Oh, do like this thing to that thing, and it's very annoying. So I'm glad that's kind of dying. Another annoying side quest in a video game are escort missions, and I think they are notoriously made fun of. Really because that we're gamers, we have no patience. We have no patience. We just want to get back to playing the game. And you're going to force us to follow this slow as fuck NPC that sometimes won't shut up. And it's a drag. Some games they'll die. I can't think of a game in particular, but I'm sure, like, that's a challenge. Down in the comments section, anyone watching this video now, in the future, or whatever, down in the comment section, let me know the worst escort mission in a game you can think of. Just put it down there. that is painful to watch. Yeah, escort missions suck for watching too, because you're literally just watching the player just following like an NPC. I think the worst one I can probably think of, and it's like the whole purpose of the game, is probably like Resident Evil 4. That sucks. The game would be so much better without Ashley. That's just my point of view, but I'm pretty sure there's probably going to be not a clamoring amount. Silent Hill, the room where you have to keep the girl from going mad. Yeah, Silent Hill 4, Eileen. That whole half of the game sucked. It was such a drag. What really blows, what really blows about bringing Eileen along is that you almost have to not only just babysit her, but you have to baby her entirely, because her condition would change the end of the game. And that's insane. I'm not sure why they thought of that. It should have been like a one-time thing, and her condition should be inconsequential to the ending you got. I think maybe that they could have kept like some things like, no, never mind, I won't get into it. But yeah, I totally agree. Having the babysit Eileen and Silent Hill 4 the room, that's a good one. I'm sure there's tons others. There are a ton of others. If you probably give me like an hour or two, I can probably think of, but I don't want to spend that much time on today's stream like that. Of course, I can probably think of the reverse situation. Where, oh, you know what? I just thought of a couple games. No, never mind. The reverse situation where you're the one being babysitted, I can probably consider Haunting Ground being like that. Haunting Ground being like this absolutely dreadful game on the PS2, and the hero is the dog. I think his name is Huey. Pretty sure. Huey should have been the playable character. I think if Huey was the playable character, I think people would have a different opinion about the game. Let me see. Yeah, anyway. So I'm out of conversation. Now I'm out. I finished. I got all the subjects I wanted to get out. So again, I guess to recap of today, we discussed some indie retro games that I consider playing on the stream. Basically and my plan for post hiatus. We talked about the 2 successful streams I had this week, and some other stuff. We talked about side quests, and it was a good stream. Friday is always my favorite day to do, really, because it's a non-gaming day. Not that I don't like gaming, it's just doing it for like a week straight is sometimes a pain, especially for like games that I find like are a bit of a drag. Anyway, so I guess we're gonna close out for now, and we'll do this all over again on Monday, up until I beat Digimon Story Time Stranger. So, here it comes. Hey, I'm Red, the Gray Fox. I stream here on YouTube, Monday to Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Like and subscribe if you enjoy the content that I'm putting out. It helps me get seen by the algorithm gods, and I want you to be sure that you get to see it too, so strike the notification bell, so you'll be notified of whenever I put up a new video, short, or start a new stream. You may have to click it a couple times because YouTube is weird. I'd like to thank everyone for watching. Those that stuck around throughout the stream, participated in the chat, those that stuck around the entire stream and lurked, I appreciate you too. And those of you that came by, stuck your head in, W toes in the water, decided it was too hot, and left. Saturday and Sunday are my off days. I don't stream none. And I will be back on Monday with some more Beyond Good and Evil. And maybe I'll flip-flop between Beyond Good and Evil and Digimon. Right? So it'll be Beyond Good and Evil, Digimon, Beyond Good and Evil, Digimon, and then Friday, like every Friday, the weekly roundup. And we're at number 17. So next week would be number 18, and we'll find some more stuff to talk about. So, I hope you all have a good night, or a good morning, wherever you are. And buy my book! Buy it!